Hello everyone and welcome back to Genie Crafts. In today's video we are going to see how we can create this beautiful and simple spiral with the help of thread art, and later in the video we'll also see that how we can tweak the configurations of the thread looping to achieve a spiral with lesser number of rings. So guys, let's get started into this very interesting video. So here's the board which I used in my previous string art video also. So it's a 1 centimeter thick board with a diameter of 20 inches, and on this I have put 180 nails, each nail separated by 2 degrees. Also, one thing I want to mention that in my previous video somebody asked me a question that on their board they wanted to accommodate 240 nails but were only able to accommodate 213, and they were spacing the 2 nails 1 centimeter apart. So guys, you have to understand this, that when you are using a circular board, the spacing between the nails cannot be centimeter based spacing, it has to be a degree based spacing. So the reason I use 180 nails on the circular board is because it's easy to mark 2 degree apart separation. You can use 360 nails also if you have big enough board and you are marking them 1 degree apart, but using a separation of 1.5 degrees or 0.99 degree, etc., these kind of separations are very hard. So choose a number of nails which you can easily have a very round number of degree separation. For this nail art I am utilizing regular sewing black thread. So I bought this huge spool of thread and I have been utilizing it since I have started posting my string art videos. Now the way this particular design works is very simple. We start with 2 diametrically opposite ends. So choose 2 nails which are diametrically opposite to each other. So I'm starting with nail number 1, and the diametrically opposite nail is nail number 90. As you can see on the board also that I have marked the nails, given them numbers so I can easily determine. Now the design is very simple. On both sides, if you are thinking about clockwise and anti-clockwise directions, so on both sides we will move in the similar pattern. So if on one end of the diameter you are moving clockwise, then on the other end of the diameter you also have to move clockwise. But if you are using left, right and up down direction, then in that case if on one side you are moving right hand, then on the other side you have to move left hand, and if on one side you are moving up, then on the other side you have to move down. Now this particular design where there were a large number of rings in the spiral, the formula for creating or the method of creating a spiral is very straightforward. You decide a certain number of nails, after which you will skip a nail on one end of the diameter. On the other end of the diameter you do not skip any nails. So I have chosen 10 nails. After 10 nails I will skip 1 nail on the right hand side, and I will again do 10 nails, and then I will skip another 1 nail on the right hand side, and I will continue this process till the entire spiral is formed. I do not need to deviate from the process at all. So what is happening is that every time you skip a nail you are basically coming closer to the other end of the diameter, and slowly as you keep on doing this, after around an hour or so of looping the threads, you will come to a point wherein the other end of the diameter will catch up with the separate end of the diameter, the other end of the diameter. So in that way your design ends. That's the point where your design ends. So as you can see that I have skipped 1 nail after looping 10 nails, and on the other side I have not skipped any nails. So on one side you loop continuously in all the nails, and on the other side you loop 10 nails and then you do a skip, you loop another 10 nails, then you do a skip, you loop another 10 nails, and then you do a skip. Now what is the significance of this number? The number of nails which you decide after which you are skipping a nail plays a very important role in the total number of rings you are going to get in the end spiral, and also plays a role in the amount of time you need to complete the spiral. So the more number of nails you decide after which you skip, the more number of rings in the spiral would be, because it will take larger amount of time to reach back to the other end of the diameter. And the lesser number of nails you choose after you skip a nail, the lower number of rings would be in your design, and also you would require less time to complete this particular spiral design. So the one design at the start which you saw with the more spiral rings, it took me almost an hour and a half to complete, and I was completely tired by the time I did it. But then you also saw another design wherein there were just 2 rings in the spiral. So that design was created by looping 5 nails and then skipping, and looping 5 nails and then skipping again. So if I choose 3 nails, I will have even lesser number of spiral rings. If I choose 2 nails, then even lesser number, and so on. So that's the importance of the number of nails after which you skip a nail, and that's how you basically create this spiral. That's the entirety of logic to creating this spiral. You just keep on following this process. Do not miss out on skipping the right nail, and do not miss out on looping for the exact number of times which you have decided at the start. So as you proceed making this design, you will start seeing the spiral to form after you have completed one complete circle of all the nails. And once you start repeating the nails again in this following the same process, that's when you will start seeing the spiral form. I just want to talk a bit more about the number of nail factor that we discussed before. If you decide on a large number of nails before you skip a nail in the design and thread looping, in that case the core of the spiral, or the opening of the spiral, the central opening, will be much smaller. If you decide to skip nails after a lesser number of nails, in that case the central opening will be much bigger, and you will see a lot of empty space at the center of your design. And lastly, one more thing I want to stress on when you are creating string designs, especially in these kind of symmetric designs where the movement of thread looping is quite symmetric in nature, is that you follow the same methodology of looping around the nail head throughout the design. So if on the right hand side of the diameter I am looping the thread clockwise around the nail head, then throughout the entire process I am going to loop that way only. And similarly, whatever direction of thread looping around the nail head I am following on the left hand side, I am going to follow it throughout the entire design. Do not change your method of looping around the nail head midway during the design, or at some places you are looping in one direction and on other places you are looping in some other direction. That will create a kind of chaos in your design, and it will come out very distinctly in the final output if you are not following the same direction of looping throughout your design. So decide on which direction you want to loop thread around the nail head at the very beginning, and then follow the same looping direction throughout your design. Do not deviate from it. As you continue looping the thread following the same pattern, what you will see is that slowly the length of your diameter, basically the distance between the two nails, will keep on decreasing, and there will come a point where the end of the spiral, the tail of the spiral, will come very near to the nail. Now you can stop at this point also, or you can continue this process till both the end nails meet together at a single nail, and at that point you can stop and you can tie it off to finish your design. Guys, I hope I have been able to easily explain the mathematics and the methodology of creating a spiral through stringart. If you guys found the video useful and liked it, then please do not forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Also to subscribe to my channel for regular videos on paper art, string art and other forms of arts, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye bye.